Okay, hello. So last weekend I had a regionals. I played in it actually. I don't play in many of them, but this one I did, and I guess it was good because I tapped it, got this cool mat, whatever. Yeah, so I got my invite now, and this is what I was playing. These dragunity guys. It was a little disappointing to only see like what was it, 4 in the top 32 at Charlotte, only 1 in the top 16. I don't know, whatever. I think because it was such a new archetype, people were still building on it and didn't exactly know quite what it needed to support itself, what it needed to fight other decks. I don't know. Anyways, this is what I was running. It's a little different than what other decks you might see. But yeah, I'll get down to it. We got 3 ducks. You need 3 of them. Same with the Legionnaire. You need 3 of those too. They're just so easily searchable from Dragon's Canyon. Even drawing them doesn't hurt. So those are the Synchro Destruction guys. Then we got the 3 Phalanx. Of course, you need 3 of them. It works with cards of consonance. And that's really the motor of the deck. You have to watch out for chain disappearance, too. If you read that your opponent has it, don't even try to special summon it, because then you'll lose. Then we got Ekless. And Ekless is pretty good. He's the destruction. There's a whole bunch of little combos with him. Like you can MST him off your own guy to kill one of your opponent's monsters or something. Or, of course, there's the Legionnaire plays with him, where you get to kill 2 things with just 1 stone. Actually, rather 0 stones. You're wasting no cards to kill 2 of theirs. And you can also use it with Vajrayana to destroy one of their cards and then attack for 3,800 directly. Then, instead of Effect Veilers, I chose 2 Spirit Reapers. I've seen 1 played, I've seen none played, I've seen 2 played. I like 2. Personally, I have a hard time against Samurais, just as a player, and this helps out a lot. Gives you that little stalling bit, at least for a while, and it makes even bigger pluses with Legionnaire plays. It's a cool card anyways. It can also just stall out until you can get Dragon's Ravine to your hand. And then we've got Morphing Jar, because I'm running, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 monsters. Because I'm running only 14 monsters, that means I'm going to be drawing a lot of spells and traps in my hands. So I figure Morphing Jar gives you big pluses off of those. Just whole hands full of spells and traps. And, I don't know. I chose this over Effect Veiler too. I don't see much use in Effect Veiler. It's just a 1-turn stalling mechanism. If your opponent sets enough back row, they'll keep that turn anyways. I mean, it might prevent your opponent from going first turn Chien, or first turn Stardust if you're playing against another Dragunities. But at the same time, you could just, I don't know, counter that. Set your Morphing Jar and get other options. So in spells, we got, of course, triple Dragon Ravine. You need 3 of them. It's really fun to play against Gravekeeper decks, or a mirror match against Dragunities. Really, the smarter player always wins. Ta-da, right there, that's your win condition. 3 Terraformings, it's never dead, you can discard it with Ravine. Another interesting thing, I was criticized at my regionals for doing this, but say you have Ravine on the field and Terraforming in your hand, you can activate Terraforming and get another Ravine, and discard that Ravine for this Ravine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're thinning your deck out 1 more card. Then we got 2 cards of Consonance. It puts your tuners in the graveyard for first turn Stardust, for setting up anything. Essentially, it's a D-draw. 1 Pot of Avarice. I like 1 because I'm not drawing into it too much, and I can just hold on to it if I need to, if I get it at a wrong time. Instead of the 2nd Pot of Avarice, I have Forbidden Lance. I was running one at the regionals. I just put this one in here. I think it's a really good card. I was introduced to it, how good it was over the weekend. My last matchup was against Gladiator Beasts, and this wrecked me just completely. Then we got Book of Moon. Of course, it's a great card. You'd be stupid not to run one. Double MST. You need to run 2 right now. I'm even signing Dust Tornadoes. And then, of course, the 3 Powerhouse cards. Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, and Trunade. There was one play I was against some Gravekeeper guy who went to Charlotte, and this was like the last round or something. He lost on the bubble in Charlotte, and I didn't want to lose on the bubble again. So, of course, he gets me down to very little advantage. I have no advantage. He has some advantage then, and I draw into Morphing Jar, top deck it, right? Set it. He attacks into it. Alright, I draw into Monster Reborn and Dark Hole. I had Trunade sit on the field. So, Trunade, Dark Hole, Reborn, game. Pretty funny stuff. Then we got the traps. 2 Solemn Warnings. You need 2. Every competitive deck is going to run 2. Solemn Judgment, also another staple. Then we got 2 Icarus attacks. If you're playing Dragunities, play Icarus attack. I don't care. If you think it's bad, it's not bad, just play it. The Destruction, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute. I'm thinking about not using Torrential Tribute because, I don't know, I usually like to protect my monsters. I don't like to kill my own monsters, but I always convince myself not to take it out because it also kills my opponent's monsters. I don't know, kind of iffy right now. I might take it out for something else. And we got Mind Crush Dust Shoot. So good. I only opened up with Mind Crush Dust Shoot once on Saturday, my regionals. And of course I won that game. If you open up with them both, you win the game. Dust Shoot's okay right now. Not nearly as good as Mind Crush. I had a couple great calls against Samurais. There was a couple times just the guy smoke signals. I pop it out of his hand. He has no other answers and just passes his turn. There was another time when I read Grandmaster. I hit the Grandmaster and actually hit another one too. So that prevented a lot of bad stuff from possibly happening. Great card. I mean, definitely run this. You don't have to run this, but it's pretty good too. Really the ability to see how fast your opponent can go off is pretty essential right now. Alright, then we got the Synchros. We've got Brionic. Of course, you want to run one of these. Black Rose, you hardly ever make level 7 Synchros, but it can happen. That's why you run one. Mistworm, same thing. Can happen. Classic Fighter, Scrap Dragon, Thought Ruler, Archfiend. All innovation choices. Classic Fighter and Thought Ruler probably more so. Thought Ruler's pretty good now because it stops Deep Prison, stops Book of Moon, stops Compulsory Evacuation Device, all cards that hurt all the other Synchros. And Classic Fighter, of course, is always a good choice. Scrap Dragon, of course. We got Double Stardust, 2 because you're going to make it at least first turn, and you might fall back on another one. Probably not more than that. You've got Pot of Avarice to recycle things. Probably won't die all that often. And we got Catastor, your 1 level 5 guy. I was thinking about putting Magic Landroid in here just to have some fun opening plays. Gain 600 before my opponent even has a chance to start. And then we got the Dragunity Synchro guys. 1 Gaydirg. I don't know. He's kind of cool. I like him. Same with this guy, Gaybulg. He's interesting. Definitely interesting. You can remove from play a Winged Beast type monster in your graveyard from play to have his attack increased by that much. And you can activate during the damage step of either turn. So that's pretty good. If, I don't know, I mean, like, your opponent could be an idiot and they could try to challenge or lance this guy, drop him down 800, you can chain his effect and put him back up to kill your opponent's monster. Or it could just be the end-all game thing. Like, I mean, you could get Vajrayana out. However, you also have to be wary of super polymerization that people are starting to use. Because if you have Vajrayana, and you get back your phalanx, they can use super polymerization and get out their, whatever the hell it's called, dragunity quest. And that's bad. Or you could go into this guy and get that same big attack, same field presence, and not have to worry about it. And last but not least, we got the Trident Dragon. I won 4 games with the Trident Dragon OTK. Enough said, it's incredible. Then we got our side deck. Tokens, right? I had some trouble with my side deck. I did not make it nearly as good as I should have, but I'm hoping I can in the future. This is what it looked like last Saturday, and it needs improvement, so don't take this as model. We got 2 puppet plants. Definitely I need a third in here. Either puppet plant or something else good against samurais. Kinetic soldier might work. I have 2 of those floating around. I can put 2 of those in there. I really underestimated samurais going into this tournament, but it turns out I guess I'm pretty good against them. 2 crevice, mirror match, it's pretty good. Frogs, it's pretty good. Decent card, why not have it? Gotham's Call is the only card I have in here for the side against X-Sabers. I mean, that extra little bit of security is probably all you need. They aren't so great this format, but they can still win, so these guys aren't terrible. As for Restrict, you know what that's for. Fish OTK, whatever else, I don't care. Dust Tornadoes are really good. There's a ruling now that if you have a field spell on the field and your opponent activates another field spell, this would be destroyed. However, if you activated a destruction effect to destroy their field spell before it resolves, yours stays on the field. So it prevents a -1 and gets rid of your opponent's field spell, which are both good things. Then we got the Double Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Of course, Gravekeepers, Vayu Turbo. I saw 1 or 2 of those. I didn't play against any, but does work against Gravekeepers. System Down, just for that random Machina Plant OTK, whatever the hell it is. Karakuri, whatever. And then Double Nobleman for the Gravekeeper matchup. So that was the deck. It was a pretty good regionals. Big turnout, 180 people. I saw a bunch of my friends there. First Hokage, Vexicus, Cordero, whatever you want to call them. Got a lot of money trades. A lot of good stuff. I'll put up the trade binder in a minute or two. Yep, great turnout. See you guys later.